From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, September the 12th, 2017. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu arrived in Buenos Aires, Argentina yesterday, where he and his wife Sarah were greeted by an honor guard. Netanyahu is the first sitting Israeli Prime Minister to visit not only Argentina but Latin America. Upon landing, the Prime Minister spoke to the press just before heading straight to visit the sites of two deadly attacks in the city: the Israeli Embassy and the AMIA Jewish Center, which were both bombed in the 90s, to remember the victims and pledge the continued fight against terrorism, particularly from Iran, which is believed to be behind both of the attacks through its support of Lebanese terror group Hezbollah. Netanyahu also expressed his support for the American people yesterday, which marked the anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks here in the U.S.
But we also understand the pain of our American brothers and sisters who are marking today an event of enormous magnitude, the September 11th bombings. We share your pain, and we share the commitment to fight this evil and wipe terrorism off the face of the earth.
Netanyahu met with members of the Jewish community in Buenos Aires, and today he sat down with Argentine President Mauricio Macri, whom he called a true friend of Israel. A Palestinian teenager was arrested by Israeli police in the West Bank today after he was found to be carrying a knife. The 15-year-old was stopped at a security checkpoint near the Tomb of the Patriarchs in Hebron, where the concealed weapon was discovered, and he was taken for questioning. This is the third such incident in the same area in the last week. French leaders have strongly condemned an attack that took place last week near Paris that targeted a Jewish family. Roger Pinto, who is the president of Siona, a group that represents Sephardic Jews in France, was assaulted along with his family in a home invasion Thursday night. Pinto, his wife, and son were all taken to the hospital for treatment with minor injuries after the attack, during which the assailants reportedly stated that they targeted the family because they were Jewish and had money. France's Interior Minister Gérard Collomb condemned the incident and said that the French government was determined to do everything to combat every form of racism and anti-Semitism, which have no place in the French Republic. Well, the case against former Auschwitz medic Hubert Zafke has officially been dropped. The decision today from the court in New Brandenburg, Germany, followed a request for dismissal by prosecutors at the end of last month, as we reported to you, because the 96-year-old was found to be unfit to stand trial, suffering from dementia. Zafke was facing charges of being an accomplice to the murder of more than 3,600 people at the Nazi death camp. Holocaust survivor, author, and Nobel laureate Elie Wiesel was remembered this weekend. Local residents of his hometown of Sighet in Romania gathered there just a little over a year after his death to pay tribute and to protest modern-day anti-Semitism. Over 1,000 people, including dignitaries from Romania, Israel, and the U.S., also traced the path walked by Wiesel and the rest of Sighet's Jews as they were marched to the trains which would send them to the Auschwitz death camp. And Israeli leader and Nobel winner as well, Shimon Peres, was remembered yesterday. A special postage stamp was unveiled at the Paris Center for Peace to mark the upcoming first anniversary of the late Prime Minister and President's death on September the 28th of last year. A bipartisan delegation of American mayors is visiting Israel this week, together with the American Jewish Committee's Project Interchange. The week-long educational seminar is designed to further enhance U.S.-Israel relations. It is being chaired by Mesa, Arizona Mayor John Giles and being accompanied by AJC Assistant Executive Director Dan Elbaum, who said that in this era of increased anti-Semitism, both at home and abroad, the visit of these mayors to the Jewish state is a powerful statement of solidarity. The delegation will visit Tel Aviv and Israel's borders in the south with Gaza and north with Syria, as well as Jerusalem and the Old City. They will also travel to Bethlehem and Ramallah to meet with Palestinian government and civic leaders. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, September the 12th at 7 o'clock, it's the Israeli program Frenemies. At 7:30, it's Kosher Movies. At 8, Myron Sugarman talks about the Jewish mafia's role in fighting anti-Semitism in the 1930s from Congregation Beth Shalom Chabad on Long Island. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Kenneth Feinberg, who was the man who determined compensation for 9/11 families. At 10, Michelle Haimoff, who is the author of These Days Are Ours, sits down with Talk Books host Connie Martinson. And coming up right after this newscast tonight, a tribute to the Munich 11. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, September the 12th, 2017. I'm Teisha Bader.